Is the treasure of Monte Cristo real? Millions of fascinated readers of Count of Monte Cristo have a question: is the treasure real? Monte Cristo is one of the 7 islands in Tuscan archipelago. The island is made inaccessible by the Italian government for years together. In March 2008, government opened it for the public. Let us look into the story that took place in France, Italy and Spain during the period 1815 to 1839 during the exile of Napoleon Bonaparte. The story is about a young merchant vessel careerist Edmond Dantes inviting the jealousy of his colleague Danglars and Fernand-eyed Mercedes, the lover of Edmond, conspiring for his downfall. The duo was successful to send him to prison for high treason, but Dantes escaped the jail to wreak vengeance on those who destroyed his life. According to the story, Edmond Dantes saw 3 compartments in a cave within the cave. The first section had gold coins, the second gold bars and the third handful of diamonds, pearls, and rubies. Wait. If you are a treasure hunter planning a trip to the island, you need to risk your life as the surrounding waters contain deadly snakes. The Italian tourist authorities are not allowing anyone to stay overnight as the island is believed to be inhabited by ghosts. An estimate by Answers.com says the Count's net worth is 80 million francs. Another estimate is $100 billion. Bill Gates has more wealth than the Count, $124 billion according to Investopedia. To study about the reality of the treasure, it is important to know about the author and what made him write the book. Alexander Dumas, the author of Count of Monte Cristo, lived during 1802 to 1870, is a French author who became famous as a historical novelist. According to Britannica, his father Thomas Alexandre de la Pelleterie was the son of mixed parentage Marquis de la Pelleterie and Marie Cessette, an African slave. Thomas Alexander was a soldier with the French army but rose to the ranks to become a general in Napoleon's army and died in 1806, forcing Dumas to search for a job. From this we can infer one thing: Dumas may be a Bonapartist partly due to his father's proximity to the emperor. We need to understand it was Napoleon who gave promotion to his father as a general. Young Dumas might have got important information on history, politics, and geography from his father and wanted to pursue an illustrious career. Perhaps, this association might have sharpened his intellect in history, politics, or what was in the emperor's mind, as his father was a general enjoying Napoleon's confidence. We also need to understand Dumas tried to make the dead emperor a legend with his play Napoleon Bonaparte later in 1831. This shows his earlier admiration. Britannica information tells Alexander Dumas faced hardships after his father's death. This made him move to Paris to work as a lawyer. He obtained lawyer's post at Duke d'Orléans' household. Quite interestingly, the same Duke d'Orléans, who later became King Louis-Philippe. Politics makes strange bedfellows. The new developments might have brought a shift in his loyalty, with Dumas shifting his allegiance to the Bourbon kings, maybe to pursue his ambitions. We can connect this with the loyalty of Gerard de Villefort, the public prosecutor appearing in Count of Monte Cristo swearing by the Bourbons. On the other hand, his father Noirtier, a staunch Bonapartist who opposed the son's selfish ambitions, reflecting Dumas' loyalty shift. During this period, Alexander Dumas began his literary career by associating with François-Joseph Talma. His plays Henri III et Succor, written in 1829, mainly focused on politics and history during 1820 to 1830. In 1884, he turned to write historical novels after partnering with Auguste Maquet. He released bestsellers Three Musketeers in 1844 and The Count of Monte Cristo in 1855. At this point, we need to know how the information on treasure revealed. Let us start with investigating how priest Abbé Faria got the information about the treasure. He learnt about the treasure due to his association with former patron Cardinal Spada in Rome, for whom he was working. According to the information in Count of Monte Cristo, Spada family was the wealthiest family in Italy during the 19th century. To escape from his bloodthirsty papal nephew Caesar Borgia, who was known for his violence and betrayal, Caesar Spada hid the treasure in a secret place at Count of Monte Cristo Island and wrote a secret will announcing his legal heir. The story tells, Caesar Borgia, the son of Pope Alexander VI, killed Caesar Spada by inviting him for dinner and poisoned him to death. Caesar Spada wrote the will on April 25, 1498, to empower his wealth to his nephew Guido Spada as the sole legatee before his death. Although Borgia intensely searched for the treasure, he couldn't get any. Moreover, the remnants of the Spada family began to lead a modest life, gradually removing the curiosity around the wealth. So told Edmund, he was arrested before he could lay his hands on the treasure due to his opinion for a unified Italy. Abbe Faria was serving as the last Spada who owned the treasure. The proactive Faria began to search for the treasure after the death of Caesar Spada. He looked through his documents to get a hint. One day, to light a candle during night, he saw the breviary, tore a page and lit it. To his surprise, the burning paper revealed some writings written in invisible ink. He immediately extinguished the fire. The half-burnt paper contained the details of Spada's treasure hid in cave of Monte Cristo Island, worth of 13 million francs, with route directions to the treasure site. Faria got one half, and with his wisdom he scripted the other half. Abbe Faria is nothing but a resonance of Alexander Dumas. He matches the intellectual caliber with knowledge on politics, law, philosophy, history, etc. He wanted to lead an extravagant life and led it during the peak of his literary career. But his extravagance made him bankrupt and he wanted more. The Spadas have gone, with their wealth surely hidden somewhere. Fact-checkers remain puzzled about the treasure, which can be used for some good purposes. But the unanswered questions remain. Alexander Dumas explored the island with his friend in 1842. Why? Numerous attempts were made to colonize this island in 1878. Why? History tells about the Spada's wealth. Where has the treasure disappeared? Was it found by Napoleon to use later? Did Dumas' father share this vital information to his son, and as a result Dumas became too curious about the treasure? Why the Italian government made the island inaccessible to the public? Did they fear something? We can conclude one thing for sure. There was a wealth really existed. Alexander Dumas, being a historian with political knowledge, knew about the treasure although he couldn't get it, despite his secret trials. His book Count of Monte Cristo is a reflection of his quest for the wealth and a lifestyle like the main character. Over to treasure hunters who seek a fortune. Don't forget to subscribe for information like this. More in store for you. Thank you.